They're just opinions, so don't take it personally. Just because we don't like it, you can still be happy. Enjoy what you like, you're an adult. Yeah. BWN Productions, mass bus props and custom work. If you want a monster name, contact BWN Productions. Fast custom shirts, hundreds of t-shirts, all at reasonable prices. If you need custom work, contact Fast Custom Shirts. Grab a cold one and get ready for the show. It's intended for mature audiences because we kid and joke. Boy God is here and so is Tom and Joe.
Can't believe it, Joe. Yet another fucking week of magic and wonderment. How was yours?
Let's see. What's today? Tuesday. Okay. Well, we started the week with another trip to the dentist. And this should be the one that gets me all caught up on the shit I need, you know, and it was the most expensive one by far. Like, really fucking expensive. Shocking. But, oh well, easy come, easy gone, they say. And, yeah, it's all gone. So head on over to fastcustomshirts.com. Get yourself some shirts, you know. I would be most appreciative.
I was reminded today that we do have BOYGOB shirts over at Fast Custom Shirts, and we also have the logo too. So head over there and get that. Shout out to you, George. But yeah, go get some shirts at fastcustomshirts.com. Joe, what the fuck did they do to you?
Let's see. They gave me several shots. You know, and they were not good enough because they were drilling some shit down, I guess, trying to even it out so they could get a crown on me.
Oh shit. No kings over here, bruh.
But Heavy is the one that wears the crowns.
Lonely is the world.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't like to be a bitch, but if they're drilling you on your teeth, it's like, hey, that fucking hurts. You know, oh, okay, we'll give you another shot, you know. Oh, might as well do another one over here. Fuck. All right. You know. Yeah. I was there for 2 hours on the fucking dentist chair. I don't know what they call that chair, if they have a special name for it and everything. Wearing sunglasses, you know, because they have these lights shining, you know, so they can see inside your mouth hole, you know. And that's not good enough, so they got to stick mirrors in your mouth hole, too. Hey, you're not good at this fucking open and wide thing, huh? Here, this will help you out. Let's stick this fucking thing to keep your teeth separated. Yeah, it's a fucking unpleasant experience going to the dentist. Maybe had I been doing it all my life, I wouldn't have to do it all at once now, you know, but lesson learned. I'll know better than this in the next lifetime.
Well, let's see them, Joe. Bring them close to the camera and let's see what they did. Because I'm sure they had to clean them up, right?
They did what they called a deep cleaning some time before that. Ooh. You know, they did one side of my mouth and then I came back and then they did the other side of my mouth and then they started working on shit. And this all started in January when I bit into that Burger King, you see, and it broke my tooth. Yeah.
But now it's good. They got you coming every 6 months to get your teeth clean, got you all scheduled, and you're in the system, so that's nice.
Yeah, they got me hooked in, Tom.
Oh, I don't know. It's been a while. So how about for you? We do it every 4 months, and
Say
then we'll
we're
go
putting this
from
a
there.
crown on you because we're trying to avoid a root canal. We're really trying. Maybe this will hold everything together. Nope, nope, nope. They're gonna tell me 6 months down the line. I think we're gonna have to do that root canal, Mr. Garcia. That might be nope, 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 nope. Chances are I'm gonna die. So fuck it, you know.
Yeah, well, Iran does have a big surprise that'll be talked about for centuries. So
We'll see. They've been
we'll
working on
see.
that shit since the 70s. So they finally got it done, huh? We'll see.
Using those old screws.
Yeah,
They're all rusted
in the
out.
70s. They're only years away. Well, okay.
They go and launch the missile, and then it's like, and then all the fucking seams bust, and then all the gas just leaks into wherever they shot it off at. Everyone just
There goes Iran, and then all of a sudden people are celebrating.
enjoy your not bread. Great.
Can't we all just get along? Nope.
Hey, we're getting out of these forever
Yeah.
wars. That's it.
Yeah. How about you, Tom? I know you've had an interesting week.
Yeah, it was another one, I guess. Got some stuff done, and yeah, it was another one. Didn't feel like jumping off a fucking
Good.
bridge, so that was nice.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh yeah,
Jumping off a bridge?
planes, and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know, nothing really. Just oh man, I made a really ridiculous mask that I sent off. I hope they enjoy it because it's the silliest fucking shit. I just can't post pictures of it right now, but I'm sure you'll see it fucking soon enough. Ridiculous, Joe. It looks like I should fire a fucking BFG at it. But yeah, I don't know. It was another week.
Yeah, well, at least you had movies to sustain you.
Yeah, oh hey. Cheers. I decided, you know what, I am gonna drink.
Maybe I'll join you after this water, Tom. Because if you're drinking alone, it's alcoholism, though. If you're drinking online with a friend, then it's alcoholism.
It is what it is, you know. I just like to drink. I just got to learn the moderation, especially when I'm out and about at a convention, so I can
That's the
function
hardest
the
thing,
next
yes. And
day.
we do have a couple coming up, Tom. For those of you that come and want to meet the BOYGOB boys, hey, we're going to be at Texas Haunters Con at some point. I don't know the date exactly. And we'll also be at
The Houston Horror
I don't know
Film
the date
Festival.
exactly, but hey, we'll be out there.
I think it's the first weekend in August. It's like THC a week and then Houston Horror Film
Yeah.
Fest. So there's a weekend in between them to try
Not
and
for
get some
me.
stuff done.
I have like 4 in a row. I've got the Texas Author Con, followed immediately by the Haunters Con, and then I think I have the Killer Con in Austin, and then Houston. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Damn, 2 book shows. Fuck. At least you won't make any money at THC.
We'll see. I mean, I don't have a big travel expense, but we'll talk about that later off of the show, Tom.
Oh, I'm not going to let you finger me again, Joe. Fool me once.
You do quite a bit of drinking.
Oh, let's see. Let's go to the
Yeah,
pile,
I didn't get as much
Joe.
watched as I wanted, Tom.
I want to do some, as they call, warming up. So, Joe, from the fine folks at Wild Eye / Visual Vengeance, I watched, we'll get to that, the hit motion picture Dinosaur Valley Girls. Look at that lady. Ooh, come in my yap. There's that. There's that. Again, these Visual Vengeance, you get like all this shit you don't need. It's nice they put it in there, but there's like stickers, a poster of, oh yeah, put the cum in there. And then there's like a little book. So if you want to read about this hit motion
You
picture,
can put those stickers on your book cover for school. I don't think.
hey, this one says hot buns too. They love that hot buns sticker. So, Joe, this one, Dinosaur Valley Girls. Some jerk off, I don't know, fucking like a B action movie type. He's getting ready to do his next picture. And he's flipping through the channels, and there's like some kind of fucking Hollywood news program. I was like, oh, this guy fucking sucks now. He must have AIDS or some shit. So they fucking meet up. She's like, hey, I want to do an actual story on you. And he says, all right, sweet. Let's fucking go to the museum and you can interview me there. And at the museum, Joe, who do they meet? That's right, Blackula. So Blackula's like, "Meh, eh, eh. So you like a dinosaurs, huh? Let me show you what do we find. Ah, ah, ah." Then there's this little fucking rock face thing. And he says, this a rock face thing. It'll grant you 3 wishes. Ah, ah, ah. So Action Guy says, oh boy, I wish I was fucking back in dinosaur times. And he goes back in dinosaur times, and there's cavemen, and it's the acting like, we're stupid cavemen. I don't know. It's that fucking stereotypical caveman acting that is excellent in everything you've ever seen it in. And this guy's dressed in like a fucking suit and shit. So these cavemen are like, he. And okay. So he fucks off and then finds the tribe of fucking ladies. And all the ladies are like, oh, he's clean shaven. I gotta sit on his fucking face and shit. So then it's just like a whole bunch of 90s boobs of varying sizes and shapes, which is fine, but that's all they had, and I didn't finish it. I fast forward, like, am I missing anything here? Nope. It's one of those movies that's really a porno without the fucking and sucking. And I know you're a fan of fucking and sucking, but this movie doesn't have it. It's just all very corny jokes. I guess I watched enough of the making of because I was like, all right, so why was this movie made? Oh, so the Playboy, we got an offer from some guy who got an offer from the Playboy channel to make a bunch of movies. And he said, hey, do you want to make one? I said, sure, I'm a dinosaur fan. Let's make one of these. Hey, you know what? This idea is too good for them. Let's go do it on our own. So they did, and I mean, there's some fun stop motion dinosaurs, and there's some sweet 90s tits, but it's all just who gives a fuck with corny acting, corny jokes. This is for a very specific fucking audience, and it just isn't me. Who that audience is, um, maybe even people older than you, Joe. If you ever wanted to whack off to Land of the Lost, maybe this is the movie for you. There's no little fucking sleeve stack fucking people to clean your cock off on, though, but it's whatever. Like I said, I couldn't finish the fucking thing. So, uh, Thanks for the Blu-ray. You might like it.
I
But
might have a
probably
copy. I don't
not.
know.
Well, Joe, speaking of DVDs I watched The After Dark, directed by friend of the show, Thomas Devlin. So this is a vampire movie, Joe. I like vampire
Yeah, you
movies,
do. You
right?
love vampires. The Dracula voice again.
Joe is kidding. I don't like
Hey,
vampire movies at all. Ha, ha, ha. But this one, it had the heart, and you could tell they were making the movie they wanted to. It's just not the movie I wanted to see because it's a vampire movie. If you like vampires and the punk rock and the Shakespeare, this is the punk rock vampire Shakespeare movie for you, featuring Gangrel, the leader of a sex cult. Let me soak your blood. That's all I got on that one. I don't like vampires. Sorry, dog. Unless they're Mexican, of course. With the snapping pussy. Always gets me. And then, Joe, I watched the hit because everybody loves when we do the Hong Kong cinema reviews. So I watched the hit motion picture Tiger Cage. Oh, that one just hit me in the head and then fell in back of me. So
what
in
year is
this
this one?
Joe,
When did this shit?
the year of our Lord. So in this one, there's dirty cops. They're in the
That was redundant.
Heron game. That's right, because they're pigs and they're always rolling around in mud. So the good pigs, they gotta oink them out. It's a very, very original movie, and this is probably the first time you ever heard a synopsis like this for an action movie. But yeah, that's what happens in this movie, Joe, and it's pretty good because there's a lot of fucking squibs. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of people getting thrown off buildings, and you know I love that shit. And there's some good kung fu shit in it. For a very run of the mill, I fucking heard and seen this shit a million fucking times story. It's pretty good. And if you like action movies and you can, I mean, no, there's an English dub track on this. I watched the Cantonese one because I guess it was a little longer, so I wanted to make sure I saw all that blood. And yeah, it's a good, fun action movie, and I had a good time with it. Guy gets shot in the head, and the back of his head blows off. You don't normally see that in kung fu movies, so yeah, check that shit out. Tiger Cage.
Tiger Cage. All right,
Cheers
Tom.
to
Well,
me.
you know, I watched one that was provided by our good friends at Wild Eye. You know, those eyes are pretty wild. And you got to have wild eyes to watch movies like Hotel Inferno. This is an Italian film, you know, and it is the first, Tom, the first person horror action movie. Can you believe that?
I can, Joe, because I watched it when
Yeah,
it was
you went to the old
released.
theater to see it, huh?
That's correct. My local theater was showing the Wild Eye releasing movie Hotel Inferno.
Okay, so this plays like a video game, you know, because it's a first person, and I think it would have made a kick-ass video game. As a movie, it's not all bad, you know. It's got some good shit. It's got some practical shit, a lot of practical shit. Some of it's good, some of it's not. Some of it probably could have been good, and then they used a lot of digital effects, you know, to hide shit and to, I don't know, give it an effect, you know, like a fire effect or some but that shit doesn't look good. It's a basic story. This guy, he's a hitman. He's hired to go in and kill a couple in a hotel, and he's got very specific instructions, Tom. You got to crush their head in and pull their brains out, and then cut their stomachs and pull their guts out. Well, he just can't do it, Tom. Even though he's done all this horrible shit before, he can't do it. And he's wearing these glasses, you know, and that's how we're seeing through his glasses, you know, and that he's talking to the guy that hired him. And the guy that hired him comes on and says, "Oh, so you couldn't do it, huh? Well, just so you know, I have all my men in the hotel, and they are now going to kill you." "Oh, no, they're not. I can escape out of this place. I'll get everybody that's in my way." "No, you won't, because there's other forces on the loose in that hotel, and you cannot deal with her. Oh, once she is out, once she is free, there is no stopping her." So yeah, he's running through and fighting people. He gets captured, tortured, you know, and we've seen this all through his eyes, Tom. It's a first person type thing, you know, and it's not the worst that I've seen, Tom. It is you know, it's a pass the time movie, and well, I've heard it said that it's got more gore and insanity than Hardcore Henry. That's what it says, right? I haven't seen Hardcore Henry, so I don't know, you know, but it wasn't that insane.
Yeah, I would definitely assume that this one's a lot wilder than a old Hardcore Henry.
Have you seen Hardcore Henry? Okay.
No. Why would I do that when I watched
Because this is
Hotel
pure
Inferno?
demented nastiness, plain and simple. Plain and simple. It is what it is. You know, there's worse out there. And I was looking it up. Did you know, Tom, that they made a Hotel Inferno 2?
I didn't know that, but I did watch a couple of their other movies.
Hotel
I think
Inferno
it's like,
3? Because they made that one too.
well, I didn't know there was a trilogy. Maybe we should have just
I
held
should have
off
held
and
off and
watched them
got the
all.
Wild Eye box set. Yeah.
Rob, get on that box set. Nice, sturdy cardboard outer case with some excellent artwork
Coming
on it.
your way.
Yeah, I watched I think it's Theater City and Theater Burger. Both the same kind of gore and shit, but it's more of a linear movie, like a more traditional for how wacky and full of effects and shit their style is. But yeah, they were all right. I don't know if I would ever go and watch them, but I watch them again. I'd like if they put more stuff out, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll check that out." But I think the younger generation, this might be the kind of movies they might want to watch. I might just be a little older. We might just be a little older because at points it could be sensory overload because it's just da-da-da-da-da-da. Especially Hotel Inferno, from what I can remember, because they got to cover up a lot of shit, like the camera cutting with a lot of.
I do that a lot. But if you ever wanted to learn how to do this kind of stuff, on the bonus features, there is a behind the scenes SFX tutorial, Tom. There is, yeah. And it shows you how they did it, you know, and then it shows you, oh, and this is how we covered up all that shit with digital, you know. I don't know. Not the best bonus feature.
Well, how did they cover it all up with digital?
Like,
Joe?
say, if there was a guy behind him holding the extra arm, then digitally they covered his face so he wasn't there, Tom. Maybe blood like flying out to cover.
Gotcha.
Did
So
learn.
you learned
I
something.
learned you need a computer to do
Nice.
SFX. Good computer.
All right. Well, I have a sealed copy of this. If anybody, because I've already seen it, you see.
Yeah. Coming
So
to a convention near you.
no, we can't do that.
Oh no.
There's 2 people that are watching live.
Oh yes. Time.
Maybe one of them want it.
Fucking contest.
There's a chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what does that say? Crickets. That's nice. Well, Joe. Excuse me. I went back and watched an old favorite of mine that I haven't seen in many years. Beer League. Have you heard of it?
No, but I know you like that guy that's in it.
Lori Metcalf.
Yeah.
How dare you, Joe? She's America's sweetheart. So this was written and directed by the dude who wrote Dirty Work, and that's what caught my eye. Like, oh yeah, no shit. All right, let's. Holy shit, Joe! Leave your finger out of that dog. So
Oh, food. That's all you're getting. Go ahead, Tom. We're listening.
no, I just want to make sure that dog's okay.
Ah, she's just being a dick.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure if anything happens, we got it recorded, and I'll be able to stand trial against you for fingering that dog again.
Nobody would want you on the phone.
I got called to jury summons. They looked at me and shuddered and said, dismissed. All right. So, Beer League, written and directed by the dude who wrote Dirty Work. In this one, it's about a beer league. Joe, do you know what that is?
Baseball team that plays with beer.
No.
They play.
No, Joe, this is a softball league with men on the team, all men playing softball. Kind of weird. I understand, but hey, it was just a smidge past the gay 90s. So,
softball started, I think, in the 80s, early 80s, and it was initially men that were playing.
That's unsettling to hear, Joe. Everything I grew up knowing was a lie, I guess.
And they said, hey, looks like anybody can play this game, so the women took it over.
And boy, did they ever. They got a league of their own.
They did, finally.
The WNBA.
Oh, gross.
So, yeah, it follows 2 rival teams, Maganelli Fitness and some guy's beer and swill. I forget what it is. And Artie Lang, he's the star. He's on the beer and swill team. And these motherfuckers just don't get along. They have a big fucking knockout, drag out fight the first game of the season. They're all in jail. And the big fat pig comes out and says, I have enough of this shit. Hearing this, doing this shit every fucking year, you fuck. This year, the person who has the shittier score, you're fucking out of here, kicked out of the league, because I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. What am I supposed to have to work? Fuck that. I didn't get into this business to work. So, Maganelli Fitness, the pricks, they're all right. The beer guys, they're not so all right, Joe. But gosh darn it, they're going to try and come together and make it work so they can keep playing softball like a bunch of men. It's pretty fucking funny. This is probably the first time I watched it without drinking. It came out in 2006. I'm sure I bought the DVD then, and I watched the fuck out of this movie a lot, so I watched it and I was still laughing my balls off at fucking everything. It's very of its time humor, the mid 2000s where it was just very crude and vulgar, and you can make jokes about different things and say words without blue-haired assholes going, "Oh, I can't believe it. How dare of you." So if you dig shit like that, it's worth checking out. I almost want to say, Joe, I think you'll get a good laugh out of this movie. Unfortunately, it's very New Jersey centric, and as we learned in the Frankenhooker, you can't stand to listen to those people speak. So I almost want to recommend it to you, but yeah, their accents, but yeah, it's funny as shit, and I mean, it makes sense why I like it so much. I guess this dude was Norm Macdonald's writing partner for a while. He worked on his sitcom and his sports show and shit. So, if you're a Norm Macdonald fan and you never seen Beer League, he's not in it, but you could see his humor, and it does have the feel of it. The fucking movie ends the same way Dirty Work ends. It's just a fucking guy and a girl driving away in a car with a fucking voiceover. So I guess that's the only way this fucking guy knows how to end a movie. But it's a good way to end a movie because I like both of those movies, and I would say they are, well, I mean, Dirty Work's definitely in my top 10, but Beer League's probably in my top 10 comedies. So check it out if you haven't seen it. This old ass DVD, it's 2 discs. It has a lot of shit besides the coming attractions, which the format ratio was all fucked up. The picture and sound still look pretty good on the DVD.
Well, maybe he read something somewhere that like the perfect way to end a movie is like to have two people driving off, and just he can't get out of that. You know?
Maybe, Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Wish this had a slip cover on it so I could throw.
Well, Tom, I watched this one from Kiss of Death Productions, and it's Meat for Satan's Icebox. You know, there's this guy like, and there's like the meat that's for the icebox. You know, yeah, this is an independent flick. Full disclosure to everybody, I made shirts for this movie for the people that made it, and this isn't really my type of movie. You know, it delivers right off the bat with some nudity, and it is about, you know, a small town that they have a slaughterhouse at, and what they're doing is taking people from the town and torturing them for a while, and then serving them to like some rich cats that come to the town. You know, it's like, oh, you can go over there and you can buy somebody and you can like eat them, you know, live or whatever, just whatever parts you like to eat from them.
Boil them like a lobster. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like, you know, whatever they're willing to pay for, Tom. It's got Lloyd Kaufman in it, you know, and
I don't believe it.
that is a marker of independent film, is you're going to have Lloyd Kaufman in one of your movies at some point, right, Tom?
Maybe 2.
Yeah, people do that. Yeah, a lot of people I know that have made films have him in there. He's got one very funny line that made me laugh. There is some funny shit on here because I believe it was made at a time when, like you just mentioned in your of the review, you could say things that you probably can't say now, or that if you're watching with a group of younger people, they're not gonna laugh. When I was just fucking cracking up at some of this shit, it's delivered really well. There's one actor in this that plays 2 roles, and that dude's good. You know, he does a little Tyler Perry thing, you know, not the rape kind of stuff that Tyler Perry's accused of now.
What?
Yeah, you haven't been paying attention to your TMZ today, have you, Tom?
No.
Hey, yeah, this guy's pretty good at
Women?
doing that. No, doing that role. But you know, if you're doing a movie like this, every woman in it should be nude at some point. And there's 2 women in this that, or 3 women in this that are not, and they should have been. You know, it would have elevated my the standing this movie had in my mind. But yeah, I think it ran a bit long. But if you're into this kind of low budget stuff, hey, this one is low budget.
Sorry, I just Googled Tyler Perry and now I'm looking at the news articles. It's a white.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Or maybe a Rican.
Maybe. That's a definite possibility.
They are known as the freaking Ricans, Joe.
I'd never heard of that.
But that's what they're known as. Let me ask you this, Joe. You ever been to Camp Crystal Lake?
I fucking wish I hadn't. Too many times I've been. Too many times.
There's a man boy who stalks that lake or the woods around it, Joe, depending on which movie you're watching. Do you know what his name was?
His name? Oh, no, I don't. Trying to think of the guy from, I don't even remember the name of those movies. Fuck it. What was it?
That's right, Joe. His name was Fuck It. You ever see this? Oh my goblin, it's the same thing.
I've never seen that, Tom.
So, this is a documentary that came out right before the remake came out. And it's hosted by your friend and mine, Ron Savini. So, in this one, old Ron's walking around, I think, Hollywood Horror Nights when they had their Friday the 13th house. And he's saying, oh, you know, Jason, blah, 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 blah. And then you'd hear a scream or see somebody with some blood on him. And he'd say, oh, I guess they got themselves in a sticky situation. Then it would cut to people from the movies and they would say stuff about the movies. And there really wasn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason, just kind of put it together however it would work and slop it the fuck out there. At the time,
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon chose not to be interviewed for this documentary, unfortunately.
Did they talk to megastar Corey Feldman?
Corey Feldman chose not to be interviewed in this documentary, which is fucking weird because I could have swore he was the one that fucking hosted this one. I forgot old Ron did. But at the time, this was fucking cool as shit because this came out like what, 20 years ago or some shit? No, let's go super nerd. Excuse me, maybe 17-ish years ago. I think it's been maybe 17 years since the last Friday the 13th movie. So let's say that. And yeah, at the time it was cool. It's like, oh yeah, all the people from the movies. Oh, I still care about Friday the 13th. And I haven't seen every special feature on every single fucking release of all these Friday the 13th movies yet. So yeah, it was a cool novelty. Now it's kind of like, yeah, it was all right. You know, I like Jason and the Friday the 13th movies for like a nostalgia thing and all that. So this is good when you're vacuuming or like you fingering the dog or whatever the fuck you do, but it's not the, oh shit, this is great. There's fucking Jimmy and fucking Jill and oh, all these. I can't, it's fine. It's fine, Joe. It's no Robert English documentary,
But Tom,
it's
they talked to mega music sensation Alice Cooper.
we'll get to that, Joe. We'll get to fucking Alice Cooper. Just remind me, because I might. Let's just get to Alice Cooper now, Joe, because I watched the hit motion picture Friday the 13th, part 6. This is part of that fucking Shout Factory, Scream Factory box of Blu-rays that came out a couple years ago that now nobody gives a fuck about because Arrow's putting out 4K versions of movies that everybody says sucks a dick, but they're still fucking eating them up for some reason. So part 6, I never fucking liked this one, Joe. Just I watched old His Name is Jason on Friday the 13th, and I was just like, yeah, all right, let's watch one of the movies, which is one of the ones I don't really like. Let's give it another chance. And I immediately said part 6. So I went, because that's what I do. I just say things to myself and answer myself like a fucking nut. So I went, grabbed it off the fucking shelf, watched it, and it's still not very good, Joe.
Which one is 6? Is that the final Friday or
This is Jason Lives.
Jason Lives?
This is the one where old Return of the Living Dead Tommy Jarvis fucking goes with Ron Palillo or whatever the fuck his name is to go set Jason on fire because Tommy just can't get any sleep. Jason's haunting his nightmares. He's tossing and turning, thinking he's still out there. So gosh darn it, he needs to burn this fucking corpse. Burn this freaking corpse and just get him to smolder in ashes and shit. Cremate the fuck. So old TJ, for some reason, gets a metal rod, stabs it through Jason's body, and fucking lightning comes down, and just like Dr. Frankenstein, he raises a monster. So now Jason's back fucking romping around, and I was like, you know what? This isn't as bad as I thought. I guess I was just too hard on it. And that was like 20 minutes in. And then the kids show up at the fucking camp. And then there's that stupid fucking paintball scene and all the forced comedy that isn't funny. And they keep using these fucking stupid hard cuts that are supposed to be jokes. It's like, oh, what do they think I am? A fart head? Like some old guy saying this in a completely different scene in a completely different place. Then it'll cut to the kids going, yeah! Isn't that funny? No. And they do that shit a few fucking times, like stupid cuts like that. None of the humor works for me. Um, it just seems like they're fucking like, hey, let's make a satire of a fucking Jason movie. I know it's very simple and it is what it is. Just fucking, you don't need to. Tee hee hee. There's your credit card floating after he just killed the bitch. Don't leave home without it. Okay. All right then, guy. And that stupid Alice Cooper song. Alice Cooper fucking sucks. Uh Wiener ass shit. I don't know. Who's the man behind the mask? That's it's like Ghost. Like that's not the fucking voice I thought was gonna come out of these spooky monster rockers. What the fuck is this? Like the first time I heard the Misfits, what? Wipe the fucking face paint off, bro. I don't know what the fuck. No. You just expect something a little more spooky, like fucking Rob Zombie's goofy ass or something. That's why he puts on the fake fucking voice. But yeah, this shit. No. I mean, I think Gabe Bartalos did the makeup in this. It's okay. Definitely not my favorite. Um, just the humor fucking sucks. That paintball scene sucks a dick. That fucking dickhead fucking bopping around and the fuck off. Just everything. Just it's trying to be a funny, clever little spin on a Jason movie, and it's fucking wiener shit. Nah. Fuck no.
So does the disc have the music video on the extra features?
Joe, if it did, I wasn't gonna fucking watch it. I mean, do you like Alice Cooper?
He puts on a good show.
Do you like his music, Joe?
I've got like 3 songs of his that I like.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw him play with Rob Zombie, actually. And I've seen Ghost play too.
I mean, we'll get into the goofy fucking music you like for sure, but
No, I don't like them. They opened for Iron Maiden, and with Ghost, they got one song, and then that's, well, fuck. I mean, now I got to tolerate the rest of the show. I mean, I'm not saying they've got one good song. I don't think they have any good songs. They just, like, if you've listened to like one song, then well, that's it. That's the show, you know. Yeah.
yeah, thank fuck AXE has the voices you would expect, and they're not going out there. We're the man behind the mask. That the shit's ridiculous, and Alice Cooper sucks. Like maybe he's a fucking nice guy and all that, but the Mick Garris effect, let's call it that shit. Fuck no. But if you like this one, terrific. Jason looks like a spooky fucking zombie man. I don't fucking really dig that incarnation of Jason. I like him when he's just a dude. I mean, he could be rotting zombie dude, I guess, in Freddy vs. Jason, because that might be my favorite one. But I know. But Jason Goes to Hell, when he is Jason, that opening scene's fucking dope, where that bitch is setting him up, and then all the fucking pigs go rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat. Like that shit's fucking cool, but I don't know. Part 6 can go jump in Camp Crystal Lake. Fucking pricks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? I'm looking for a DVD that I don't have. Hey, I watched the 2025 film because I've been, trying to get up on my list and such. This one's called The Rule of Jenny Penn. Hadn't heard anything about it. Just said, oh, that's got like a little puppet head. This is going to suck. And then the movie starts playing, and it's like, hey, is that fucking Jeffrey Rush? Yeah, it is him from Old Mystery Men. Yeah, that's him, and he's playing a judge, Tom. He's like a judge that's coming down on a I guess a child molester, and then like I guess the mom of the kid, he says like, oh, thank you. Then he starts laying into her. No, fuck you, you lady. You're, you let this shit happen too. You probably saw the signs, whatever. And then he starts acting more and more erratic. Oh shit, Tom, he's having a stroke. There on the bench, and yeah, he falls out. And it cuts to a scene where like he's at a convalescence home, Tom. And this is all in New Zealand. It's your favorite accent that you got to listen to. And yeah, he's like, well, yeah, whatever. I'm only here for a little while until I get my mobility back. And then I'm fucking out. I'm going back to my job and shit like that. But Tom, this fucking convalescence home, they got a bully there. This guy is a long-term resident, and this guy just fucks with people. Like left and right, does shit on the sly. He's a sorry son of a bitch, man. And he's funny too. It's like I don't think you're supposed to laugh at some of the shit he says and does, but I'm a piece of shit myself. So yeah,
What's some of the shit that he says and does there, Joe?
I don't want to ruin this for anybody. Actually, this movie, Tom, is fucking great. That dude is the bully guy is played by John Lithgow, and both him and Jeffrey Rush are fucking outstanding in this, man. They put on some. They're doing some acting, Tom. It's not something we see a whole lot of anymore. They're doing a great job of acting. Uh, John Lithgow, you hate this motherfucker watching this, and you just want him to get his. This is on a list, man. This is the best movie I've seen so far this year. Not that I've seen a lot of 2025 shit. Probably when I go see M3gan Part 2 next week, this will probably be kicked down a notch because you know that M3gan. But The Rule of Jenny Penn, highly, highly recommend this. It's not a horror movie. The thing makes it look like a horror movie because it's got this stupid doll head on it, and that's part of John Lithgow's thing. They have some therapy there at the convalescent home to where like if people wear these puppets and like they interact and talk through the puppets, it's supposed to help them. But he just likes it and likes talking. Let the puppet, you're a piece of shit. Just like doing shit like that to people. And he has this other thing that he does with them that, hey, it's just fucking watch this movie, man. It's both of these thumbs way the fuck up. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Popped
What?
up. Add
What?
using hand gestures. Get the fuck out of here.
What did it say?
That thing popped up like add effects using hand gestures. Like I could wave a hand and like
Yeah, and remember that shit happened before?
yeah.
You did something and it went.
Nothing's happening now. Yeah.
So is that your phone or is that this fucking program?
It has to be this program. My phone doesn't do shit. No, nothing happening.
Fucking pricks. Yeah, this is on my list of movies to watch this year, but it'll be at the end of the year when I find one of those free Shudder subscriptions and I just watch everything from the year on Shudder during that window.
So this is weird as shit too, because it is not like your typical Shudder movie. These guys are fucking well-known actors. And this is
He worked with French Stewart.
Yeah. And this was not what I'd call a horror movie, Yeah, it's a suspense flick or a thriller or whatever, but no, it's not it's not what the poster presents it as, which is good. I was expecting just some typical dumb shit, and they're not even promoted, in the movie, with all the promotional shit I've been in it. You would think it would be more like, hey, fucking Jeffrey Rush, John Lithgow, both fucking Academy Award winners, but oh well, let's not promote this movie. Maybe they wanted to lose money on it. Not after this review, motherfuckers. Everybody's gonna go watch it now.
I mean, I definitely seen it being promoted around the time it was released, but that was a few months ago. You fucking prick. But I mean, if it's not fucking Avengers or like one of the big summer movies that really haven't been that big this fucking year, there's not really much promotion. They're just like, oh, we'll just put an ad on Facebook or Instagram. That's what fucking people look at now. So
come out in the theaters? Did it have a run?
some Shudder movies do. I don't know if it did because
it's fucking odd, man, because it is really, really good.
Yeah, but how good could it be if it's on Shudder? That's the only thing I'm thinking.
It's just like if it's not fucking Peter Jackson, nah, we don't want to run a New Zealand movie, Fuck it.
I mean, Shudder's very miss and mostly miss. So
no, I agree with that, but they do have some shit that I've liked, and this is definitely one of them. Like I said, right now, best of the year.
I'll watch it at some point. I don't know. It's on my list of stuff I wanted to watch. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I saw the Shudder list is getting watched for free at the end of the year with a trial. So I've learned my lesson. Still order shit from Vinegar Syndrome, though. Stupid bitch.
I did make an order from Kino.
Got that Mystery Men 4K.
No, they had a Zoltan.
Oh, on their Friday the 13th sale or whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't put in for Mousetrap while you were there?
That one wasn't on sale.
But still, it's your favorite fucking movie. Sorry, second favorite fucking movie.
They had Vice Squad that I went and compared that over at Amazon and got it from Amazon's.
I forgot what I looked at, but someone said that the Blu-ray was better. The picture quality, but
Yeah.
again, that's just people who are gonna analyze the fucking picture quality.
That's what I get anyway. I don't need a fucking 4K on anything.
Except Excalibur, baby. Maybe.
One day.
I mean, I think that's all the fuck I have because I blew through those ones pretty fucking quick. Could talk about the fucking hit motion picture Tiger Cage again.
Hey, Tom.
Hey there, Joe.
You like music?
I mean, not really. There's some stuff I like. Music isn't my go-to form of audio entertainment.
Never been your thing. I know that.
I started liking music, and then ICP came along when I was like fucking 11 or 12. And you know, when you join a cult, it's like that's the only thing you focus all your time and energy on. All my things and interests are built around this cult I joined. So it was just ICP and Twisted and their adjacent music. And they say, you can't listen to anybody but us. Don't you just listen to us? So yeah, I did that for a while, and then when they had their lovers quarrel and all that shit, I was just like, yeah, all this.
Well, I guess Tom, I don't know, froze out there. You know, he started talking bad about that.
Shit's pretty gay.
And they just
The cult took me out, Joe. The cult took me out.
Yeah.
I was trying to speak bad of the cult, and yeah, it's just no, I was just like listening to all that shit, and it was just kind of a culture of just listen to this shit. So when I stopped, I was just like, yeah, I don't really care about music because all this shit turned pretty lame. But I mean, there's stuff I listen to now, like stuff I listened to back then, but like new stuff, it'd be fucking Slasher Dave, AXE, super famous. Other than that,
Yeah.
some AI shit. But no, Joe, I don't fucking like music. Makes me sick. Makes me goddamn sick.
Well, so listening to the stuff that you do listen to, I know that you're used to listening to people or stuff from people that have mental deficiencies, we would say.
I don't know if I would say mental deficiencies, maybe mental health issues.
Yeah. Well, Tom, the documentary we watched this week was Wesley Willis, the daddy of rock and roll. And you were not familiar with this chap, were you, Tom?
No, and spoiler alert, after watching this documentary, I wasn't very familiar with the guy either, so I spent like 2 hours looking at other videos so I can find out who this fucking dude was.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. This is a 1-hour documentary. It's on YouTube if you guys want to watch, or you can pay to watch it other places. But why the fuck would you do that? And it is a true documentary for the most part, because a lot of it they just follow him around. You know, they're documenting it, and later in the film they start talking to other people that know him, and they tell you a bit. For those of you that don't know,
Hold on. Instead of true documentary, because that's a weird way of putting it. More or less, this is a day in the life of
yeah,
documentary.
and which a lot of documentaries are trying to get you to like something, or take a certain view on something. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, this guy is a guy with schizophrenia, who knows what the fuck else, and I guess he copes with that, or his outlet for shit is drawing and writing and performing songs. Now, the thing is, his songs, they are all the same. If you've heard one of his songs, you've heard them all.
So when Joe says his songs are all the same, they're not all the same, but the way he writes, it's the same structure because that's the only song structure that he knows how to write.
Yeah. And well, that's what he does, and that's all it's about. Is him going around selling his CDs to record stores. Performing a little, writing some songs, going to Kinko's to use their computers to type out their songs, and
And there was a shot, I guess, in Kinko's where it hit me. It was just like, all right, what the fuck is this supposed to be? Like, up until this point, I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Is this just a guy with fucking mental problems, or what the fuck's going on here? And then they're just like, all right, get a shot of his fucking bare feet. Hurry up, get a shot of his. What? All right, and now I don't know what the fuck we're doing here, guys, and you kind of lost me.
okay, and then
I mean, that was it. It was just like,
I just
all
don't
right, is this
track with it.
because it's just like, all right, we're just showing you in the fucking, like, this guy's like, oh, look, he has his feet off. What's he doing? Oh, that's fucking weird, right? Look at him. He has his fucking shoes off in this business. It's like we didn't need that. That's like, hey, look, this is something to laugh at this guy at.
Well, you
That's when I felt like, is this an exploitive thing or what are we doing?
it that way. I think these guys, yeah, they were having fun while they were doing it, while they were filming it, and they were laughing at a lot of shit. But I think they were actually fans of the guy, and I think they actually liked his music. I mean, that's what that came off of. I don't think the more you watch it, the movie's not making fun of him. It's just showing you, hey, here's this guy that has these issues, that's like, and he's found ways to express himself. It's like, oh shit, if he feels himself losing it, he's telling everybody, hey, I'm about to go on a hell ride, and it's just like, when he says that, he's real serious about it, and he's trying to communicate to other people like, hey, it's like something needs to change like right away so I don't lose my shit. And he's his songs, as silly as they are, I don't know that I'd say he's passionate about them, but he's fucking using it to express something. I don't know what, because his mind works different than ours. And I didn't find it making fun of him really at all. I mean, I think you just want to see that, Tom. I don't know what's wrong with you.
No, that was just the one thing that stood out in the documentary. Is just like, why is this here? Nothing else like this is in here. So why is this shot? It just came off as weird. Like, we'll get into it later because this documentary really doesn't say shit about the guy's life. It doesn't say like, oh no, he actually did go on tour and it's just not something a crazy person's saying. No, he went on tour. Rick Rubin signed him. He made a music video with Alanis Morissette. He was on MTV, but this documentary doesn't really say that. It's just like, hey, look at this odd guy with mental problems.
Well, see, I think a lot of the things that followed, those big things, I think part of that was making fun of him more so than this was.
I mean, sure, and we can get into that, but like, Is it exploiting a guy or is it letting him live his dream?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't answer that. He did pass away shortly after this was made. I think maybe 4 or 5 months afterwards, uh, or after it was released, I should say. I don't know when it was released and when they filmed it or whatever. Yeah, but he did do a lot of shit. Like I didn't hear of him or hear his music until like a buddy of mine had his greatest hits album. You know, and that was a big thing. That was produced by in the studio, not just like a little attic studio like where you see him in this thing working. So I don't know how far back some of this footage was taken.
Yeah, as for this documentary, I mean, it didn't really do shit for me except confuse me to the point that I had to go look at other videos to find out who this dude was. His music isn't for me. It is punk rock for sure, but there's two kinds of punk rock. There's like, the pop skate punk kind of fucking punk rock shit. And then there's like the DIY, say what you want about it, punk rock. It's for some people, it's not for others. That's definitely what this guy falls into. The just, hey, I'm doing my own thing. This is what I like. Suck it. Not not for me. God bless him for doing his shit and getting it out there and some people liking it, but it reminds me of like Blowfly and King Gordy, but without any of the elements that would attract me to listening to that music. If I can't think of a nicer way to say this.
I dig his stuff. I honestly can't listen to more than 3 of his songs at a time because, like Tom said, they're all structured the same. They all have the same. He he talks. He's reciting lyrics. He's
He has a very specific speech pattern
right,
where he talks like this.
and then the chorus is the same line. 4 times in a row. Done in 2 different intonations. But yeah, I dig it. Vampire Bat is probably my favorite song that he did. I rock that one every Halloween. And yeah, God bless you, Wesley, for doing what you did, for not letting your disability hold you back. And yeah.
Yeah, the documentary, if you don't know who the fuck this dude is, you won't know who the fuck this dude is. After the documentary, you'll just think he's a fucking nut and what?
Yeah.
Oh, he really did go on tour and
Yeah,
okay, what happened?
I can see you seeing it that way because I already knew about him, so yeah. Yeah, it is very brief and like we said, it's more documenting him, and the people that do talk about him, they don't really reveal a whole lot about him.
Yeah, they they don't it doesn't say much. Like I said, it's just a day in the life of for people who like the guy and know of him already.
Halloween, and there's some scenes at the end where they show him with like a bar full of people that are there, singing along and just happy to see him play or whatever.
So I went out and there was like a 20-minute MTV interview. Like, I guess Rick Rubin just signed him and he was at South by Southwest. So good old Tabitha Soren. You remember that name, Joe?
Remember Tabitha Smart? She was the redhead one, right?
She was. So she's interviewing him, and then there was another thing I watched, like Henry Rollins was talking about the fucking guy. Um there was like maybe a 20-30 minute documentary of just his art where he was drawing sitting down in the middle of Chicago doing his fucking shit. it's okay. It's stylized for sure. Like his cars, those were pretty good, and his I don't know if perspective's the right word, but just the dimensions and everything of how he drew it, it's like, well, that's pretty good, but it was all it is what it is, but I mean, there's definitely, uh, style and a skill there for sure, like, he had a way he was doing it and all that shit, and I definitely found his art more compelling than I did the music.
Yeah, there's only one section in this where they show a montage of his art, and yeah, they don't show him doing any of it, but yeah, he would, sell his shit on the streets for like 20 bucks or whatever. So like one of these street guys you see all the time selling art and shit. So
Yep. I mean, that's just pretty much what it was, just him drawing and talking about it and just interacting with people on the street and all that shit. Um, I mean, he did what he did, liked what he did. It sucks that he had these fucking problems, but because he had these problems, he got a lot of things because of it.
yeah,
So exploitation, getting to do what he fucking wanted to, who knows?
yeah, probably
It's
wouldn't have fucking been able to make this kind of art and music without that kind of problem, disability, or whatever. Probably would have found excuses not to do that shit like most of us do. It's
yeah, like if he wasn't a diagnosed schizophrenic and a fucking weird dude, would we be talking about him right
probably,
now?
yeah, yeah. There's
So,
another guy out of Austin, I guess, Daniel Webster, and he wrote songs too, and he did art too, kind of like the same thing, but he's white, so more people like him. But I don't like any of that guy's shit, and he just did like comic book drawings or paintings that are awful, but they sell for like big money now, you know. And he did the same thing. He would sell his tapes on Sixth Street or whatever, so very similar. And I had thought about watching that one, but why? Since we got Wesley Willis, baby, you know.
yeah, I'm sure I've heard about this dude as a child because I would grew up in Chicagoland and listened to Mancow, and I guess this guy was on Mancow a bunch. In that Alanis Morissette video, he was wearing a Mancow shirt. Mancow's Howard Stern of Chicago, and then he turned into a political guy like most of these shock jocks did when that fucking dried up. So, um, yeah. As for this specific documentary, The Daddy of Rock and Roll, it's gonna be no, it's not a very good documentary if I had to go out and do a fuck ton of research. However, if you know who this dude is, then yeah, I'm sure you'll dig it and be like, all right, so how does he go about fucking pimping his shit?
Uh, my suggestion to anybody that is not familiar with it, go and listen to some of his shit on Spotify. There's a lot of it on there, and then watch the documentary. It's just like get to know his music a little first, and then you can see his process here of putting it together. Such as it is. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but it is a process. You can see it like formulating in his head as he's writing some of this shit.
There's definitely a story to tell here. If somebody like took the time to make a well-made documentary, I'm sure it would be fucking very interesting and compelling. This just it's crazy. I had to fucking look up fucking twice the length of the documentary of videos just to figure out who this dude was. That's nuts. I don't know what else you want me to say. I was just baffled at the documentary.
We're good. We're done. Yeah.
Just maybe add the half hour. You didn't have to stop at 59 minutes. I don't know. Maybe PBS had a cutoff.
Maybe. I don't see this hearing on PBS. He does cuss quite a bit.
I don't think Houston Media Source didn't give a shit about that.
Not funded by the government anymore. They'll do all kinds of shit now.
Fuck, rest in empowerment, the government. Fuck, the king's got them, or whatever the fuck. Joe, so before you tell us all what we'll be watching next week, what's the collation? What are we doing? Like, what is this series?
Well, no, I was just like looking for, like, I initially thought, well, let me look up odd documentaries, you know, and then like that first one, the one we did last week, popped up. And I said, well, you know, that's, you know, we'll watch that. And then this one is like, hey, that kind of ties into that too. And then the next one I wanted to do, which I can't even pronounce the name of it. It seems to have disappeared from YouTube. So I'm going to see if I can find another outlet for it. You know, maybe it's archived somewhere or something. And if not, I will find something else real quick and let you know.
Well, what was it supposed to be?
Mercowan or something like that.
I've never heard of that.
Okay.
I was good. Maybe I can't say it. Maybe I have it. I don't know.
Well, this is one I've wanted to watch for a while,
Okay.
and just always keep forgetting about it because I can never remember the fucking name, you know, and can't pronounce the name. But maybe after I watch it, they'll say it enough that I know how to, you know, pronounce it. But yeah, I'll do a deep search for it and see if I can find it. If not, I'll find something fucking else. Yeah.
How many more weeks of this do we got, Joe?
Last one, and then
Okay.
whatever, you know, if you want to watch more Peter Jackson shit.
No, I
Frank,
think I'm gonna keep my streak of not seeing any of the Lord of the Rings movies alive, Joe. If I can go the rest of my life without seeing one of those movies, I think I'll be okay.
all right. Hey, Tom.
What's up there, Silver Fox?
You like anals?
Yeah, big time.
Marvel 2-in-1 had an anal. You know, what number was this? 7. This one has a fucking
Damn, lucky number 7 getting Sasquatched.
Yeah. Oh, Alpha Flight. You know, Spider-Man teams up with Alpha Flight. They get kidnapped by the Collector, and here he is culturally appropriating. He's on a magic carpet playing, you know, he's got a genie and shit, you know, because he collected a genie. But he's trying to collect Marina. Isn't that a fucking, you know, clever name? This is pretty fucking good.
It's fucking.
It is really good. There's more. It's more an Alpha Flight story than Spider-Man's. I forgot how fucked up a team Alpha Flight was. You know, they were just like fucking at each other's throats all the time. And, you know, this guy, when John Byrne wrote him, he wrote him obviously gay. And then they had a big come out thing after John Byrne was gone or whatever. It's like, if you read the fucking book, you knew.
What was he doing? Sucking a cock in the corner?
Have a shitty story. He comes out and do that. But anyway, you know, the regular fucking Marvel team up. He teamed up with old Moon Knight, Tom.
To take on the devil.
The Silver Dragon. The White Dragon. Oh.
Whoa, holy shit. They're going to end racism in this issue.
Trying to take over Chinatown, Tom. And
what town?
Chinatown. And yeah, it's not good. But over in Spectacular Spider-Man's, the Answer is fucking around again. Look at that. He's got this bitch captured. You know, hey, Spider-Man's, you gonna save the lady or stop the bomb from exploding? Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna float here. Spider-Man's tired all the time, Tom, and he doesn't know why. He's getting rest and shit.
Probably being exposed to black mold.
Black Cat has been taking his photos for him, and he's been selling those to the Bugle and, you know, just capitalizing on her work. And, yeah, this sucks. Yeah, whatever. But anyways, Tom, in Spider-Man 255, I don't have that one. We're introduced to a new villain, and we're reintroduced to an old villain.
Okay, I was gonna say, we've seen the Ghost and his posse of apes before.
The Black Fox. Tom.
Silver Fox.
Is he the Silver Fox?
That's why I called you Silver Fox, you fuck.
Well, he's a thief, Tom, and he's out on his last job, but it's a setup. He's been set up by the fucking Crimson Ghost and his Supra apes. And he wants the Silver Fox to go and steal some shit for him, but Spider-Man's is there to help stop and save the day. But, you know, it sucks. But we see why Spider-Man's is tired all the time, Tom. Seems like his costume while Spider-Man's is trying to sleep. Also, Spider-Man's doesn't wear clothes anymore. He just it's just all up on his dick all the time because, you know.
If I just wear this suit, my nuts never stink.
Yeah.
Lucky duck.
Well, the costume while Peter Parker is sleeping is going and wrapping itself around him and taking him out on the city and do some jumping arounds and web swingings and stuff. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Peter Parker's dying of black mold exposure.
I forgot it was Tom DeFalco that's writing all this shit. That's really giving us the origins and the beginnings of Venom. And Ron Frenz, who is a very traditional comic book artist with the 9-panel grid and all that. I guess he can tell a story, but he's not, you know, to my liking.
Needed more pumpkins, if you ask me.
Or maybe next issue. I don't know.
Maybe. Fucking pricks. Well, Joe, this was something. And I hope you find that fucking documentary very soon, because just like the last 2 weeks, I would like to watch it right away.
Okay.
Oh, what's going on here in the chat, Joe? I saw something here that I wanted to point out specifically to you.
Toxic wants a BOYGOB flag.
That's what I wanted to point out to you. Toxic Drip, maybe, just maybe, hit Joe up the first week of August, the first weekend of August, and he just might have a BOYGOB backdrop that he will want to sell you.
Only used once.
So we'll see. I looked into flags and tapestries, and I mean, I appreciate all the fucking support and orders that come in, but I looked at that minimum order and how much it would cost, and unless I want to make a fucking blanket out of this shit to keep me warm, I don't think I'm going to be able to get these fucking flags made unless you want to buy them for like fucking $60 a piece, which nobody wants to do that shit.
No, and nobody wants to sell shit for, you know, that amount, you know, not promotional stuff anyway.
For sure. I don't even want to sell the stuff that I sell to fucking get by in life at the price I do. But unfortunately, prices are going up, because there was a recent YouTube video of a guy reviewing one of my masks, and he said something to the effect of, "Man, it feels like I got this for a steal." I was like, all right then, looks like the prices are going up. Should have shut your fucking mouth.
So yes, thanks, Toxic Drip. Thanks, Stephen Barry popped in for a little second. George, thank you. The Fordcast Live just pops in to say, "Hey, BOYGOB, fuck y'all," and then gets out of here. Bootleg, you do the same thing, but thanks anyway. And TJ Morefoot.
Ooh.
You can never have enough foot. You always need it.
Everybody, We appreciate that shit. Thank you for checking it out. If you liked whatever this is and you have dumb friends, let them know that there's this stupid fucking shit out there that they can listen to and or watch. Um maybe no, I mean the unless I forget and they just auto renew, the podcast feed is coming to an end. So if you're one of the 6 who listen over on boygob.com, go to youtube.com/@boygob and you'll still be able to listen to it. But boygob.com will probably fucking direct you to the YouTube page sooner rather than later. So unless I just fuck up and it auto renews, the podcast feed is done because I just want to save a couple bucks. About 100. So fastcustomshirts.com, hundreds of t-shirts, all at reasonable prices, just like the song says. And also, if you need custom work, contact Fast Custom Shirts. Also, what the song says. And then dwnproductions.net, masks, bus props, and also custom work. I've had something in my head just like, hey, I wish some movies would hit me up just so I can make their mask for their slasher movie, but do none of the effects and never ever have to go on set, just make the mask and send it out. So if you know somebody who wants that shit, dwnproductions.net. If not, I'll still sit here making stuff that I like that nobody will buy. And that's all right. So everybody, Joe has one thing to say to you, and then I'm gonna go piss.
Hey, BOYGOB.
Thanks for checking out the show. We hope you dug it, baby. If so, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and let us know down below. Support Tom and Joe by heading over to dwnproductions.net and fastcustomshirts.com. Until next time, BOYGOB.
Was that Joe or the dog drinking the water? You'll never know.